I'll shade with a pencil.
Like it or not,
It's a thing where you go, oh, God, I can't believe they said that. It's going to be great for a cartoon, but it's going to be terrible for the country.
right now, it's a cartoonist world, and we're just living in it.
Yes, very much so, and it's given me a lot of material, as you can imagine. So,
Asheville cartoonists David Cohen, Brent Brown, and Randy Molton are illustrating the particularly colorful time we're in.
Everything is more politicized. Where things, you used to be able to say, well, let's not talk about anything divisive, we'll talk about the weather. And even the weather's become politicized. Sports, no, that's been politicized too. Fast food places, no, I can't eat at certain fast food places.
Asheville is lucky to have 3 cartoonists drawing our picture book of news, as many newspapers have downsized or been eliminated altogether. Together, they hold decades of experience. The weight of helping people more easily understand the world around them rests on their pencils.
The idea of a cartoon is it crystallizes something that you only need a second to look at.
Anything I can do to tamp down the rancor, the division that we have now between one side and the other.
Last year brought the pandemic, 2020 election, and nationwide social justice protests, and arguably one of the most distinctive figures leading it all.
I would say that we're at a very unique point in our country's history. The fact that Trump got elected and then all the things that happened over his 4 years in office, that's really unprecedented.
I don't think there was a day went by that I didn't do some kind of a sketch on him.
Even now, with the change in leadership following the presidential election, the cartoonist said there is still a great cast of characters.
The new congressman gives me plenty of material, and in some ways, you don't really miss Trump because we actually have a Trump right here. AOC is a socialist, wrong district, wrong state, GOP puppet boy.
Cartoons are mostly meant to make you laugh. It's been a fine line to walk through some of the recent issues, especially when the defining moment of 2020 brought so much death.
At first, when it first started, it's like, how much of this can we joke about? So I did, signs your community is preparing for COVID, where the hipsters had their beards shaved for masks to fit right on their hipster beard, and things like that.
Here's one I did on COVID spiking in Henderson County. I did like the Incredible Hulk, because Henderson County looks a lot like, I was looking at one day, I said, it looks kind of like the Incredible Hulk.
For our local cartoonists, it's been more than just the national headlines.
I've seen my own kids, have to get roommates, 3 people, just to pay for an apartment.
Local issues only heightened by the events of the last few years.
People having to survive living here, if they can make enough to live here, even before COVID. The wages, because of the tourist economy we have, were all service wages, and that wasn't keeping up with the rent from being such a destination place.
As divisive as it may seem right now, political cartoons from the past draw some parallels to today.
His name was Billy Bourne, and he was the cartoonist for the Citizen almost exactly 100 years ago. And he was drawing about a lot of the same issues that I draw about 100 years later.
1 century ago, Asheville cartoonist Billy Bourne drew dozens of cartoons about homelessness, tourism, policing, and Asheville's high cost of living. Sound familiar? Makes you wonder whether it's always been a crazy cartoon world. Caitlyn Penter, News 13.